What up, everybody, and welcome to Let's Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Dustin Calloway. So let's get into it. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time today, even though it always end up being about the same time. But today I believe is episode 9, I want to say. And the name of today's episode is going to be called Stop Having Babies Without a Fucking Plan. Stop having babies without a fucking plan. Yes, you heard it right. Okay. Stop having babies. Let me go back. So before I get this video started, I would like to ask you all to please smash that like button. Please subscribe to my channel, and please drop a comment down below, because it definitely helps me out, as far as the algorithm is concerned with YouTube, and it helps, get this video and get my channel out there further. And I really appreciate you guys for doing that for me. So go ahead and drop a like button, hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, just with any kind of feedback you guys can give me. Okay, so let's get to it. Stop having babies without a fucking plan. Flat out. Stop having babies that you can't afford to take care of and properly raise. I see different posts on social media every day about different murders across the country. These fucking kids today that are out here in the world are the fucking monsters. They are monsters. Not all of them, but a majority of them are monsters. And a majority of these kids come from the parents that are not in a position to be able to properly raise kids. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, let's put it like this. If you know that every day you wake up and it's a fucking struggle for you every day, for you to just live by yourself, just you alone, you barely making it. I'm talking to you. You don't need to have a kid. You don't. You need to take every step to not have a kid right now. A majority of these kids out here, they are consumed with clout chasing. They are cowards, fucking punks. The final answer to a fight or an argument with these fucking kids is picking up a gun and shooting somebody. That's the final fucking answer. They can't fight for shit. They don't want to square it off. They don't want to do none of this. They want to talk crazy to each other on social media. And then the next thing you know, you hear about somebody getting fucking murdered. Or you just hear about murders every fucking day in the city. Every day. I'm in Cleveland. You hear about murders all the time. Every fucking day. It'd be these fucking monster ass kids running around out there like fucking wild animals, man. They don't respect nothing. They are consumed by this trash ass, poisonous ass music and social media. Literally, that's what they are consumed by this shit. So when you factor in somebody who ain't got a fucking plan, who can barely take care of them fucking selves, and then they have a fucking kid and you throw them into this fucking fucked up ass environment, then you get the monster kids running around out there. If you wake up and you barely get by every day in life, you barely getting by every day, you fucking squeezing by every goddamn day. You're a penny away from being out in the goddamn streets. Don't have kids. If you wake up and you go to work at rallies, don't have kids. If that's your job, don't have kids. If you wake up and you can barely find anything to fucking eat in your own house, and it's just you right now, it's just you, don't have kids. If it's just you, every day you wake up in the house, you're alone, and you barely getting by, and you can barely find anything to eat for yourself in the house, don't make the mistake of having a kid. Don't have kids right now. It's not for you right now. If you live in check to check to fucking check, and that goes for a whole lot of us, living check to check, don't have kids. Huh?
I'm about to go.
Okay, sorry about that, y'all. Okay.
You want me to come down here?
No, you don't have to.
You sure?
No, I'm filming.
Okay. All right. Let me open the door.
Okay. My bad, people. Yeah, but if, like I said, if you live in check to check and you barely making it by, like if your paycheck, so let's say you go to work, right? I don't care if you make $20 an hour and you go to work, you pay your rent, you pay for your groceries, you pay for your car note, you pay for insurance, you pay for a cell phone bill, you pay for your insurance at work, you pay for life insurance, because this is all shit that you really need. Pay for your renter's insurance, home insurance, pay your mortgage, all that shit. If after you paying all them damn bills, right, after you done paid all the bills, you only got about $100, $200, maybe $300 to your name left over, and you barely making it, don't have kids. And welfare is not the answer. Welfare, it's assistance that you shouldn't have to rely on to get by every fucking day. And I get it, everybody's situation ain't the same, but this is me telling you all, don't have kids without a fucking plan. The whole idea is you don't want to just say, okay, if everything fails, I can just go get on welfare. That's not the whole fucking idea, man. The whole idea is to not make your life fucking hard. It's to not put yourself in a position where you're going to be stressed out every fucking day because you didn't have a fucking plan. You didn't have a goddamn plan. Why would you put yourself in that position? Everything that I mentioned and above in this entire situation, it's all shit that I've lived through. All of it. Everything. I love both of my daughters. I love them to death. But I was irresponsible than a motherfucker and I didn't have a plan. See, when you think you in that love shit'll throw you off too. You know, you meet somebody, y'all get in a relationship and shit, and y'all think y'all just so fucking in love. And then y'all start kissing each other and just loving each other every day, spending time together every day. All that thinking, all that planning for the future, thinking about having a plan before you start making a big decision, all that shit gets thrown out the window. And then that's when that irresponsible shit kicks in, right? That irresponsible shit kicks in, and then y'all just get to fucking and having sex and doing all this shit. And then y'all get to whispering to each other because y'all having sex and it's just feeling so good and then you having fun. All the plans for your life go out the window when that shit happens. So you fall in love with somebody and everything's just running so smooth and you thinking you having a good old time with this person you just met. Y'all been together for 3 months and then next thing you know, you're together for a year and y'all just still lovey-lovey. So then what y'all start doing? Start talking about having a baby. Let's have a baby. But what y'all don't think about is what we gonna do when that baby get here. And you know when that shit usually kick in? When the baby get here. Or right before the baby get here. But leading up to that shit, motherfuckers don't think about it. All the plans go out the window. They don't even think about, okay, yeah, we don't have a kid now. We so in love. We lovey-lovey. We make love and we love each other every fucking day. And it's just so good because everybody knows the feeling before you have the kid. Right? But what y'all don't think about is we both work at the nursing home. We both work at a job that we both only getting paid $12 or $13 an hour, maybe 15. I don't give a damn if y'all both getting paid $20 an hour each. Y'all still don't think about everything that comes with having a child. So you know the monsters I talked about earlier? I'm going to break down how they get there. This is how they get there. This is me walking you through how the kids turn into a fucking monster. Stop having babies without a fucking plan. So y'all all in love, right? You know, and then, you know, y'all not making no plans, right? For when the baby get here, y'all ain't thinking about this. So when the child gets here, y'all still both got to go to work. Y'all both got to go to work. How much daycare costs? Do the math. Y'all know. Y'all know, and I'm not talking about welfare assisted daycare. I'm talking about daycare where both parents make enough money where welfare say, hey, y'all make too much money. We not assisting y'all with shit. But y'all both know that if both of y'all little $20 an hour a piece, it's gonna put y'all gonna be broke than a motherfucker. I promise you, y'all gonna be broke as hell after y'all get finished paying for childcare, right? So you got to pay for that. You got to pay for food because you ain't getting no welfare. You got to pay for all the baby milk. Yeah, unless you breastfeed, but you still got to feed your damn self. Then you got to figure out, okay, now we in a 1-bedroom apartment, right? Because we was in love, we ain't need a 2-bedroom because it's just you and me. So now we got to get this 2-bedroom apartment because our child needs a room. So that bill goes up. Got to go get a car seat. We got daycare. We got clothes. We got food. Got to take care of our baby. And then we still got to be in love at the end of the day. Right? So all that shit leads to a fucking struggle because people are irresponsible as fuck, just like I was, thinking I was super duper in love, but we didn't think about the back end when we had our child. And the fact that we didn't know, okay, we didn't think about somebody got to watch our child after you come off maternity leave, right? All the shit that people don't think about. So then it forces you into this situation where you're like, damn, what am I going to do? What the fuck am I going to do? Then you start thinking about what kind of family members you can ask, or what kind of, like, what kid can I leave at home? Or like my little cousin or somebody come over and watch my kid, even though you know that they're not qualified enough to help watch your kid and take care of your kid while you at work, working all day. But you get desperate, right? So then you just start saying, fuck it. And then the next thing you know, everything just fucking falls apart, right? So what usually happens? So a lot of tension builds up in a relationship, and 9 times out of 10, the man and the woman probably end up breaking up, right? So now you, a mom with a child by yourself, and hopefully, you know, the dad sticks around and helps you out. But now you're in a situation where it's even tougher now because you still got to keep that 2-bedroom apartment, right? Because you got to keep your room for your kid. But then you went from him being there, y'all splitting the bills, and y'all barely getting by together. Now you're trying to get by your fucking self. So that takes us back to stop having fucking babies without a fucking plan. Like, that is the biggest fucking thing ever. Stop having babies without a plan. Stop having babies without a plan. Raw sex is the best sex. But the end game, I'm going to go ahead and say it's about 80 to 90% of the time, it will lead to a baby. It feels amazing, but I promise you it will lead to a baby. Raw sex doesn't give a damn about your financial situation. Raw sex don't care about that shit. When that baby is on the way, I don't care about your financial situation. The baby's on the way. The baby is on the way. So you may think your little smart ass got it figured out. You ain't got the shit figured out. You think you got it figured out. You don't have it figured out. I promise you, you don't. Take it from me. I have 2 daughters, 16 and 9. Life was hard than a motherfucker. Real hard. Because guess what? That dumb love shit, I'm not saying that love is stupid, but that dumb love shit, it's a real thing to me. Dumb love. I call it dumb love. Dumb love to me is you get so caught up in this fucking person, and that person gets so fucking caught up in you that y'all don't really think outside of this little box right here. Both of y'all. Y'all just, we so lovey-lovey. Y'all stuck in that fucking box, but it's a whole world moving around and operating outside of y'all. That's dumb love. So what y'all dumbasses do? Y'all dumbasses, again, y'all have a baby, but not even thinking that we can't even afford to have a child. And then the next thing you know, y'all struggling like a motherfucker. Do you think the people that, let's just say the people that, smart people to me, that make 100 grand a year, both of them, y'all both bringing home 100 grand each, 200 grand a year, right? And let's just say if they were like me, you wouldn't live above your means, right? So I'm not going to live, if I'm making 200 grand a year, I don't know about y'all, but I live different than everybody else. I wouldn't have a mortgage that's probably like more than like $1,500. That's just who I am. But it'll be still in a decent neighborhood. I don't care if I got to put my kid in a private school, but we would not be living somewhere where I'm paying $5,000 a month in rent. I mean, in rent or mortgage. I'm not doing it. That just doesn't, not me. But do you think those people wake up on a daily basis and say, damn, what am I going to do for daycare? You think they do? No, they don't. Because they had a plan, right? So they made sure that they got their shit together first. They got their shit together. And to me, what I mean by getting your shit together is, I don't care if you become a business owner. I don't care if you become a doctor, nurse, whatever you become, that's going to make you a whole lot of goddamn money. That's a plan. You know why it's a plan? Because somebody want $100,000 a year, they can raise a child comfortably. I'm sorry, they can. If they make the right moves, they can live and raise a baby comfortably. I don't care what nobody say. Yes, you can. Because those people, when they get their paychecks, they have a lot of money left over after they pay their bills if they live and they spend their money right. But when it comes to paying like a daycare fee, what is it? Whatever you needed me to pay you per week, they just pay for the whole month. Like, here you go. My kid will be here this time. I go to work from this time to this time I get off. I'll be here to pick my kid up. They don't think about that shit. That's the shit that they don't think about because they're not in that dumb love shit, right? And even if, let's just say those $200,000 a year people did decide, we don't want to fucking be together no more. We hate each other. They could still survive. If they got a child together, they could still survive on their own without each other. They got a plan, a fucking plan. But raw sex and dumb love shit for some odd reason, it fucks y'all heads up. And it fucked me up too. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I don't regret having my children, my daughters, both of them. I love my kids to death. But if I had what I have now back then, man, I would have, nope. No kids right now. No kids. Like, I would have probably had a kid right now, but not back then. Because, you know, I wasn't ready for it. Financially, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. When I had my daughter, my 16-year-old, when she was born, you know how much money I was making per hour? Just to put it in context for you all, I was making $7.50 an hour. Yep. $7.50 an hour. And I was on child support on a $7.50 an hour salary. I was on child support for that. So just imagine how fucking hard life was. Dumb love shit, right? In the moment, during the creation process, we like, oh, yeah, we in love. Let's have a child. But both of our dumbasses wasn't even thinking, we ain't gonna be able to take care of this fucking kid. We never thought about that shit. Not one time. We'd never thought about the shit because we were in dumb love. I don't give a damn how good that woman or man looks. I don't give a damn about what words. I don't care nothing about what words they use to win you over. I don't give a damn how good the relationship was when it started and how bad it got after y'all had a baby. I don't care nothing about none of that. If you do not have a plan and you are not financially stable enough to survive on your own with your kids, you are doomed. You are fucking doomed. Stop having kids without a fucking plan. If you search your social media, run through your social media page and just look at social media and you'll see thousands of bitter baby mamas, thousands of bitter baby daddies out there just fucking complaining about shit, right? Just always complaining about this, complaining about that. But none of them thought about it when they was in that dumbass love stage, right? They didn't think about, is this really the person that I want to be with? None of them thought about that shit, right? But now they all complaining because they're struggling. All of them struggling, so all of them complaining now. And you know the funny thing is, like I said, I was in that same position before. And soon as everything went bad, I became the bitter ass baby daddy complaining about child support, complaining about how I can't even pay this bill, or I can't even pay that bill because I got to pay child support and I got to buy this for her and buy that. Damn, man, life is hard. Don't feel sorry for me. My dumb ass, I just didn't have a fucking plan. But everything, I would say, put it like this. You know, a lot of people make a lot of mistakes in life because, honestly, it starts with the guidance, right? So it starts with what was your foundation, right? So your foundation can really fuck you over. So that's another thing that plays another part into it, and we'll talk about that. But, you know, if you live a reckless life, you're going to make your life real fucking hard. And I'm not even playing. So you got to really stop having fucking kids without a plan. I mean, stop having kids without a fucking plan. I'm sorry, not fucking kids, but stop having kids without a fucking plan. Like, I'm dead serious. And the crazy part is, you know, I done went a couple different ways with the reason why you shouldn't have why you shouldn't have kids without a plan. And to go back to what I was saying in the beginning, not all kids are the same. But we are at fault as parents for creating these crazy ass kids that are out here today. And in no way am I referring to my daughters. I'm not, because my daughters are not part of the crazy ass kids that's out here today living foul. And I'm grateful for that. I mean, you know, don't get me wrong. It's certain things that happen with them that they're going through now that I do not like at all. But they are nothing like those goddamn little kids that's out there now that's doing all this crazy shit that you see on the fucking news every day. And if you need proof, go to World Star Hip Hop and just scroll. These kids are getting worse and fucking worse by the day. I'm talking about, they are little fucking monsters. Little monsters. They have no respect for nothing. And they are just wild ass kids, man. Just wild ass kids where they just do shit like, it's like something gone up here. It's like something is gone. And I get really mad at these fucking kids when I see them. So I get mad as hell when I see the kids, and I just be like, man, let me keep it together. Because I always have to remind myself that it started with us. So if I was to be, so let me give you the typical baby daddy shit, or not, I won't say not all baby daddies are like this, but you know how easy it is to just say fuck it and give up and just run away? Have kids, fuck it, man. I ain't dealing with that shit. Because don't get me wrong, baby mama and baby daddy beef is hard than a motherfucker. Like drama, that shit is hard. It's real hard to deal with. You know, when you got a baby mama who calls you a bitch ass motherfucker, or a bitch ass nigga right in front of your child, right to your child, and your kid come to you crying because and then you can't figure out why they crying until they tell you, like, mommy said this about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you got that type of baby mama, or you got a baby daddy who all he do is shit on his baby mama all the time to the kids, when you got that kind of situation, it's easy as fuck. I'm gonna speak from the man side. To just be like, man, you know what, fuck it, man. I don't give a fuck no more. Like, I'm not finna argue with her no more. I'm not about to do nothing no more. Like, fuck it. I don't even care. I ain't even going to see my child no more, because every time I go over there, it's a fucking problem. Like, that's how that shit be. And it makes it so easy for a man. A man could just wake up and just say, man, fuck it, man. You go do it on your own then. Do it on your own, because I'm not going to argue with you. All we do is fucking fight, and just we at each other's neck every time I see you. It's always something, because you fucking mad because either he left you, or you mad because you struggling, right? So it's just this beef back and forth. So a man could easily just say, fuck it, I'm gone. Don't call me for shit. If you want the child support, cool, I work anyway. They don't keep taking it, but don't call me for nothing else. And no, I ain't never coming to get my kid. Never. Like, it could be that easy for some men to just do that shit. And then this is what happens. Flip side, when you got a shitty ass baby mama that ain't shit, like shit, I'm talking about shit, or baby daddy, but I'm speaking from my side, this, you know, from the man side. Now you got this kid that's being raised by this toxic ass woman who, she's still bitter, even though you don't say shit to her no more. She ain't even got a way to contact you. She mad as fuck. So, and she just saying, fuck y'all kid. And she just let your kid do whatever. Let your kid go out in the world and just become whatever the fuck. This is where these monster ass kids come from. So all this shit comes from not having a fucking plan. So it's not only about just the financial shit, right? It's about making sure before you have a fucking kid, make sure that that's somebody that you really, really want to be with. Because the idea is not to just keep having fucking kids and just one woman, another woman, another woman, another woman. And then just keep moving on. No. That's not the fucking plan. That's why my daughters are 9 and 16. Never having another child. Not having another child. Sorry. Not doing it. And it's only because, I'm good. I'm good on that. Don't need to start from scratch again. But you got to have a plan, because that's where these monster kids come from. These monster kids come from this type of shit that I'm talking about. It's not just the financial side, but it's the other side too. Making sure that the person that you gonna settle down with, or you gonna lay down with and have a child with, make sure it's gonna be somebody that you want to be with for a long time. Possibly forever. Make sure it's that type of situation. Because when you dealing with situations where you don't plan for shit, you end up putting yourself in a whole lot of trouble financially, mentally, but also don't forget you got to carry that kid along with you through it. Kid or kids. You got to carry them along with you through this shit. So not only did you just fuck up your life and make it harder, you just gave a child an automatic hard life because your dumbass didn't have a plan. You didn't think it through. A lot of y'all, a lot of us are out there, and we got to stop doing this shit, man. We got to stop doing it, man. Take control now. Talk to your kids right now talk to your kids about sex. Talk to your kids about having a plan. And talk to your kids about finances. Talk to them about this shit. Take control. See, I had to navigate this thing that we call life without a plan, without having these conversations to play off of, as I was going through it when I was growing up. And this is not to shit on my parents, because at the end of the day, I feel like at the end of the day, I grew up in a house with my mom and dad. And my mom and dad, they're still together today. But I grew up in a house where I don't know what it was. Maybe I might get a chance to, put them on the podcast when they talk to them about it. But they never talked to me about sex. Never. And if anybody got something that they want to say about that, they don't believe me, come on, remind me of a conversation. Condoms, never ever had a condom talk. I was never talked to about condoms, never learned about condoms from my parents. I never learned about, being financially stable before having kids. And I think it's just because it was a pattern, right? It's a pattern that I believe they actually followed too, because when I thought about it, I said, when were my parents successful, right? And I thought back, I said, when we was growing up, I'm like, we had roaches. This is before we moved out to the suburbs. We had roaches and shit. I'm like, damn, when did we come into some kind of money? And it was after the fact, right? So my father, he decided to go to trade school and become something different than what he was, right? But before that, we were all born. So before that happened, it was a struggle, right? It was a struggle. And it was a lot of us, like it was 5 of us growing up. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, damn, maybe he didn't talk to us, or him or my mom didn't talk to us about it, because it's like nobody talked to them about it, and that's still no excuse, because at the end of the day, I could easily do this. I could easily follow that pattern and say, I'm not going to talk to my kids about it then. But why am I? Yes, I've talked to my 16-year-old about this. Now, whether she takes it in and listens, who knows? Because everybody going to be who the fuck they want to be, right? They're going to go out there and do whatever the fuck they want to do and be whoever the fuck they want to be. And you can't control that. The only thing you can do is keep running your damn mouth talking, and you can keep trying to get them to listen. But you don't control that shit. But back to my parents, you know, I had to navigate this thing. I had to literally navigate this thing. Playing Russian roulette, Russian roulette. Condom sometimes, no, sometimes not. Not even knowing sometimes, like, are you even on birth control? Not even thinking about that shit. Dumb shit, right? So I had to navigate this thing without nothing to play off of besides a little bit of fear, honestly, that I was telling myself. I was telling myself, damn, I'm afraid. And then I was seeing, so the good thing that I noticed about myself in life, I would see shit growing up on TV, right? So I'm the type of person, I don't have to smoke crack to know that crack is bad for you. I see a crackhead, you look fucked up. Damn, I ain't never smoking crack. I see a drunk ass person, damn, man, you look messed up when you drunk. You look like you have no control. I just never did it. So I just never drank. Smoking weed and all that shit, I never did that shit because I didn't like the way it made people, to me, they didn't look right. It just didn't look right to me. I don't want to ever feel like that. So that's why I didn't do shit. But all it took, you know, I saw a few people sick. I saw a couple people with babies and shit. So I knew that I didn't want babies like that. Like, you know, when I was young. Like my daughter was born when I was 20, about to be 21. But, you know, I just knew that I didn't want, you know, children and shit back then. And then I was, like I said, I was one of those kids that didn't need to touch the fire to know that it was hot. So I think that's just something that I was given by the universe. And I'm so grateful for that because it's a lot of shit that I said, nope, I ain't doing that because I didn't want to have to face that rundown, you know? So I am grateful for that. But like I said, I believe my parents probably navigated the thing a little bit different, just based on how they were raised. So that's pretty much what I believe, you know, that's pretty much what I believe about, you know, why I ended up the way that I did. You know, it's kind of like we get caught in these cycles where we just repeat the same shit that we saw growing up, right? So we saw our parents smoking cigarettes, we saw our parents drinking the shit growing up. 9 times out of 10, them fucking kids are gonna grow up and start smoking and drinking. If we see our parents partying all the fucking time growing up, guess what? We're gonna fuck around, turn into just partying ass people growing up. We just see our parents being on drugs and shit. 9 times out of 10, we're gonna turn into fucking drug addicts. We're gonna be druggies just like, you know, like they were. We're just following patterns. And that shit gotta stop, man. It has to stop. We got to stop fucking following patterns. We got to start setting ourselves up for success. And we got to stop just being followers, man. Just doing everything, just repeating the same shit over and over. Grow up in the projects, you know. You see y'all living in the project, struggling like a motherfucker. You, your mom, and all them. You grow up, you have a baby, and now you living in the projects. Following the same fucking pattern. Like, nah, man. Something up here got to click in and just say, that shit was hard growing up. I'm not about to set myself up for that. But, you know, everybody ain't built the same, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't built the same. And I know, just like me, I told you, I had to go through the same shit, the struggles, because I was navigating this thing that we call life with a lot of just visual shit to play off of, not stories of, or not sit down, son, let me talk to you shit. No, I don't recall those stories, you know? I recall, you know, let me take y'all to church, get up, we're going to go to church. But what? What do you want me to do? You want me to go to church and let some man church me to death? You want me to let some man church me to death and just say a whole bunch of stuff that, and as a child, this is not to knock any of you people that go to church and y'all firm believers in whatever you believe in. But just, you got to think about it like this. If you're taking a child to church, right? You're letting somebody get up there in front of your child and you're letting this person tell your child a story out of a book, right? And that's just basically what your child heard that day. Do y'all not realize that a lot of that stuff that y'all hear as a child sound like superhero stuff? Sound like superhero stuff. So growing up as a child, you hearing all this stuff in church and you're like, damn, man, I can go home and I can really do this. And ain't no follow-up from home telling you that, no, this is not what that meant. It really meant this. Do you know how fucking, do you know what it feels like to, to go home after you done left church and you feel good and you're a little child, and then you get home and then everything is back to fucking normal, and you ain't got nothing to play off of? That shit don't feel good. You know what I'm saying? So I know I'm deviating a little bit from the whole title of the video, but I'm just giving you a little insight on why these kids, why they grow up to be the way that they are, and it all ties back into, stop having kids without a fucking plan, man. So if you ain't ready to hit every one of those fucking levels, man, every fucking one of them, and be there for every level, don't have kids, man. Financially, if you cannot afford to have a child right now, don't have a kid, man. And don't do anything reckless to put yourself in a position where you're going to have a kid. Like, don't do it, man. Put a condom on. Wear a condom. Shit, if you don't want kids, period, get snipped. Women, get on birth control. Do whatever you got to do. Protect yourself. Because it ain't easy, man. It's not easy. It is not easy. So don't put yourself in a position where you're going to make your life harder, man. Don't. And don't put yourself in a position where you're going to make a child's life hard. Because children don't ask to be here. And I think that's what a lot of y'all don't realize. None of y'all asked to be here. None of y'all. We did not ask to be here. So it'd be a lot of y'all out here, and I'm going to wrap it up after I say this. It'd be a lot of people out here talking about how people should be grateful, right? They'll grow up in a house with a shitty ass fucking parent, and you always telling these people that they need to be grateful for this and grateful for that. Did any of these fucking kids ask to be here? No, they didn't. Then the next thing that they follow up with. Well, they ain't have to take care of you, but they did. Okay. Could I fend for myself? No. If we were able to be born, able to just run out the fucking womb and take care of ourselves and say, fuck y'all, you think a lot of us wouldn't? Okay, cool. Thanks for taking care of me, giving me milk, Similac. Thank you for feeding me Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Thank you for feeding me powdered milk. Thank you for feeding me bullshit food. Thank you. Okay? Thank you for feeding me the shit that led to childhood diabetes. Thank you. Okay? So just stop with that shit, because don't nobody ask to be here. We are the people deciding what's going on, why we fucking and having these kids, man. And none of us, a majority of us, I'm not gonna say none of us, but a majority of us don't have a fucking plan. And then we just try to wing this shit every time something happens. We winging it. Aren't you tired of fucking struggling? Huh? Check the check. Don't even know if you're gonna have enough money to get your kid something for Christmas. Don't even know if you're gonna have enough money to get your kid a goddamn Halloween costume. An Easter basket, all the shit that everybody celebrate that costs money. Birthday, can't do nothing for your kid for their birthday. Your kid see all their friends at school having a birthday party, and you can't do shit for them. Because you didn't have a fucking plan. And you brought a kid into this world with nothing. You have no financial money. You have no finances. You have nothing going on. You are barely making it. You have no money saved in the fucking bank, but your dumb ass decided to have a kid. Again, stop having kids without a fucking plan. Smarten up. I know some of y'all, I see y'all on social media, y'all pregnant now. And I saw a few months ago, you posted some shit about you struggling, but you pregnant now. So all that struggling shit meant nothing to you, huh? It didn't make you think that maybe I should do everything in my power to never have a child. Or not have a child right now. Because 3 months ago, 17 posts ago on Facebook, I was reaching out because I could barely pay my light bill. I could barely pay my gas bill, my water bill. I could barely pay my car note. They about to kick me out my apartment. Fast forward, you have a baby? You pregnant now? With your baby daddy that you just met, you met him at the bar. And y'all both work at Aldi. Y'all both work at Walmart. Y'all both work at McDonald's. Those jobs can't take care of children. Let's keep it real. Those jobs cannot take care of fucking children. And if somebody want to go against it and say, yeah, they can, where? On 30th? On 55th and Woodland? What, on Section 8? What, on low-income housing? No, that means you can't take care of your baby or yourself. If you need all that, you can't take care of your baby or yourself, right? You cannot take care of your baby or yourself. I'm sorry. Don't put yourself in that position. And I know it's unfortunate. Some people do end up in that situation because of something that may happen with their job, right? So somebody that could be 100 grand a year and they didn't invest their money right, they didn't save correctly, they lose it all and they end up on welfare. That's a different situation. But I'm talking about the motherfuckers who was broke before the baby. You ain't had nothing going on with yourself before the baby. You and your man both broke. Yeah, Walmart, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Rallies, Home Depot, Lowe's. Man, come on, man. Y'all know that those jobs don't support families like that, for real. It's a struggle, check to check. And you want to know, I worked at Home Depot. I know. Trust me. I worked at McDonald's. I worked at Walmart. I worked at a nursing home. I worked at all these places. I'm telling you, man, it ain't enough. And that's not me saying that they need to give us more. They need to pay us more. No, we need to make better fucking decisions. That's the bottom line. Make better decisions. Stop having fucking kids. Stop having kids without a fucking plan. And that's going to wrap it up today for Let's Talk Podcast. I'm sorry. But, you know, I get wrapped up in these things, man. And, you know, it's a little bit hard for me sometimes. And the reason I put out these videos and the reason I go so hard on these things is because I want people to see, you know, we need to leave. So everybody got these books that they follow, right? In their religions or whatever you believe in. They got these books that they follow. Like, look, it say here in this book, don't do this and don't do that. And this is what you should be doing. Well, this is my book. This is my book. And I'm going to talk about my book, the things that I want to put. I'm going to put in my book what I want to put in my book. And I'm going to talk about my struggles and the things that made life a little bit difficult for me. And I want to give it to you all so that you all can take from it. And possibly if you ain't going through it right now, this will let you know, don't do this because this is what's going to come for your ass if you do this. So I appreciate you all, man, for supporting me. You know, please check out the other videos that I have below on my channel. You know, this is episode 9 of Let's Talk Podcast. So go back and watch all the other ones, 1 through 9. Just let's get them all in. Let's get them all in, people. And remember to please smash that like button. Please subscribe. Please drop a comment down below. Let me know if you liked the video. And even if you didn't like the video, you know, you can still let me know. It's okay. I'm going to keep on going, though. But go over to my social media, Dustin Calloway on Instagram. Please follow me on Instagram, Facebook. All this stuff will be down below in the description of the video. So please go over to Facebook, Dustin J. Calloway on Facebook, Twitter, Dustin_Calloway. Follow me on all my social media platforms. And head over to Traders Learning Circle today if you want to learn how to trade Forex. I got my own company, so go over there and try to support me. It's only $50 one-time fee to sign up, and you get a whole 21 video package and included and more as I add on videos to the website. So again, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Let's Talk Podcast. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.